Hello box setters, welcome to the instructions for cutting out and folding and sticking together this little character with a ponytail at the back there. You can see, just give it a quick spin, see all the way around. And of course the character's head comes with little arms, a right one and a left one. Show you all the way around, knuckles and palms and stuff, and let's get straight into it. I've got all the equipment there, tape and scissors, and for this one we do need a craft knife, which we'll come to later. But for now let's start cutting. And as always with these, we'll try and keep our scissors nice and straight. That's straight out in front. So whether you're left-handed or right-handed, try and keep your scissors sort of as straight out in front of you as you can, and use your non-cutting hand, which is my left hand in this case. Use your non-cutting hand to move the paper around the scissors. And take your time, be nice and careful, try not to take your scissors out of the paper too much. You can just see there that I've cut out one of the hands and the ears on one side, and just left that to one side. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side as well. That's sort of getting the bigger bits of paper out of the way, so that when you come to cutting any smaller fiddly bits, you've not got big flappy bits of paper getting in your way. There you go, it's a good example of sort of moving the paper around the scissors. Try and keep them nice and straight, move the paper around with your non-cutting hand. And that'll really help you with any sort of tight corners and any tricky bits of cutting. Okay, there's the other hand and ear done, and we'll move that to one side, make a nice little pile. Basically what you're doing with any of these is getting rid of most of the white paper that's not been printed on. Move that bit to one side, nice little rubbish pile to one side, so you know which bits you need to keep and which bits can go in the bin. Just cutting round there for the ponytail. Take the scissors out and then can go back in, take our time, get rid of that little bit of rubbish. Take your time to line up your cuts. Don't sort of like hack straight in. Take a little bit of time to get your scissors lined up. Cuts, then nice, smooth press down with the scissors. And what I tend to try and do is not cut and bring the scissors together. Otherwise you'll find that you get a bit of puckering on the paper right at the tip of where you've closed the scissors together. Going round for that next little bottom of the ponytail there. Move the rubbish to one side. And back up, and see how I'm not moving the scissors at all there. It's just the paper that I've moved around the scissors. It makes it so much easier to cut out those little areas. And same again, get it to one point, and then turn that paper around the scissors as you gently cutting along, nice and slowly. Same again, nice and slow. That's the right, nice straight edge. Bit of rubbish to the side, and there we go. Now we can see just there around where the chin is, we've got another cut line there. So what I'm going to do is, rather than cutting straight into a wooden table, which isn't a good idea, I've got a little cutting board here. Now you don't need a proper cutting board, anything that you don't mind sort of getting a bit of a mark on the back, an old bit of wood or some cardboard is another good one. And if you're sort of a certain age, it might be a good idea to get an adult or somebody who's confident using a craft knife to just cut that line around the chin there. And nice and safe, took that cutting blade away. We don't need the cutting mat anymore. We are actually ready to start folding. And we'll start folding right where that chin bit is. You'll see that there's sort of dotted lines where you need to fold things. You can see that gap underneath where the chin is, and there you get a good clear view of those dotted lines there. And just, you don't need to sort of make a really firm, sharp fold in the paper toys, just something nice and gentle. And again, taking your time to sort of line things up and bend the paper around those dotted lines. So you get a nice gentle fold and crease. This character's head is printed on 200 GSM paper, so that's paper that's a bit heavier than normal photocopying standard paper, which is 80 GSM. That means that the paper is a little bit lighter. You can print these out on standard photocopying paper. They'll cut and fold and stick together just as well. But that if you're able to use slightly heavier paper, you'll get a much nicer, cleaner finish and a more durable toy as well. Okay, I think we're just finishing off with the sort of the top and back of the head there, and then we've got the ponytail to do. Now you can see that there are fold lines there to fold it in, but then what we're actually going to do, fold it back on itself, so we get that ponytail to stick out the back of the head. And we'll just fold the opposite one in, because both those sort of, the ponytail bits are going to stick together like that, so that you've got the colour on either side of the ponytail. Now you can see sort of the cube of the head, the box of the head is coming together already, and we're going to go straight into sticking it together. Again, like every stage of this, take your time to get things right and lined up. And with the sellotape, you can see I've got a nice little tape dispenser there that helps me to not get stuck to the sticky tape. To get the sticky tape exactly where you want it, which is on your paper toy. You can see on the inside there, I'm just showing you how those tabs work, those bits that you've folded round. That's for a bit of structural integrity, so that the paper toy sort of holds together better and stays together better, and there's it's a bit stronger, it's a bit more robust. It can get knocked around a little bit. Anyway, we can see sort of with every, you might notice that with every bit of tape that I'm putting on, I'm putting half of it on one side or on one edge. Let's see with this one here, just where those are. Half of it on one edge there, I'm lining things up, and then I'm just bending it and folding it round to the other side. It's a nice little bit there. Then just bend it round. Now you can get those little tape dispensers in your Office Works or your Staples or wherever you get all your stationery supplies. And it's really handy. If you've not got one, then there's no problem with sort of like cutting strips of paper out before you start cutting and folding this, or just before you start sticking it together. Just cut a whole bunch of strips out, stick them on the edge of the table, and that'll save you a fiddly bit of work in between sort of each stick. But there you go. There you can see the head is already cut and folded, and we've got that ponytail sticking out of the back there. And we're all sorted with that. Now we've got a bit more cutting to do with each of the hands and the ears. So again, remember what I was saying about cutting before. Use that non-cutting hand, whether that's your left or right hand. It's my left hand as we look at it, and use that. You're going to be moving that hand more than you move the hand with the scissors. We'll just finish trimming a few bits off the ears there. Bend it nicely around the corners, around the edge. Just trim those little white bits off, move any rubbish out of the way. And there you can see the ears have got 3 fold lines there. One is exactly in half, so you get a front and a back to the ears. You might just need to squish that up a little bit so that you can fold the other one, and that makes a fold so that you've got a bit of a flap for the ears. Now we'll put a little bit of tape around that there. So it's similar to the ponytail, you've got a front and a back, and then you've got a little flap as well that'll make the ears stick out a little bit. So you can see there, I'm sticking the ear to the side of the head, and you can see that flap at the back that you can stick on sort of where the sideburn is, where that ear gap is. You can bend it round, bend it in, and you can see, oops, a bit quick there, we'll get a proper look at it later. You can just see the edge of the ear there. We'll take care of the other ear as well now. Well, seeing as how we've done that one, we'll sort the other one out and finish the head off. Take your time around those tricky corners. I'm going straight off the edge of the paper there, so we don't have to deal with the hand for the moment. We can just finish off cutting those little white bits off the ear that we don't need. The scissors down and put those rubbish bits to one side. And again, those 3 folds on the ear. One, the first fold, we'll get it right in half, and then that second fold there takes care of the other 2 lines, so that we've got a bit of a flap for the ear. Straight into sticking the ear together, half on the front side of the ear and the other half folds around the back, so that we've got colour on both the front and the back of the ear. Then half of that tape on the front of the ear, and the other half is going to go on the side of the head there. So I'll line it up just in that gap, that hair gap there, and then that flap at the back there that you don't really see because the ear sort of bends round. You can bend them in as much as you like, or you can leave them sticking out as much as you like. It's up to you. Okay, onto the hands. These both look exactly the same, but there is a right one and a left one, and we'll get to show you that when you're actually sticking this head and these arms to a body. You can get all sorts of body in the Box Ed's Papercraft store. You can get American footballers, you can get football players, or soccer players as you Americans like to call it, and all sorts of other sports stars and characters are in that shop where you can attach your head and arms to make a complete character. I should also add as well that all the character heads, they are free on the shop, so you can print as many heads out as you like for free. As many little characters as you want, all sorts of different characters are on there, and hopefully there's one on there that you identify with, either one that looks like you or looks like a friend or a family member, and you can print them and cut them out and fold them and stick them together and make a whole world of paper characters and toys. There we go. You can see I'm nearly finished with that first hand, just cutting around those fiddly bits there, the little flappy bits, moving that paper around the scissors as I cut, and moving any rubbish paper. Oh, that's actually the second hand. I was so quick cutting that second hand out. Here we go with the folding as well. Just a few flaps to fold here, and then the flap for sort of like the side of the arm, and the thumb was that first bit, and then that's the back of the arm. And then those flaps, like we said, it gives the paper toy a bit of extra strength, and also covers sort of like the gaps between the paper joins where the paper comes together to make the 3D shape. Now you can see just with the folding what kind of shape this is going to be. It's going to be a sort of triangular prism kind of thing, I think. I'll have to look that up, what the special name is for that. It's not a pyramid shape, but it's some sort of 3D triangle. If you know off the top of your head, leave a comment in YouTube and we'll be all the wiser and the richer for it. But there you can see, just getting onto that last fold, those last flaps all fold in for the sort of like the fingers and the fist and the bottom of the hand there. Line it up and then fold it over, and there is the left hand. And see, if I leave it up there, you can see the thumbs on the front there. That's going to be the left hand for this little character. Same for the right hand. Make those folds all the way down the middle. Just nice and gentle folds. They don't need to be sort of crisp and sharp, and they can just be nice gentle bends in the paper. Just open the mat back out a little bit as well. I'm maybe going a little bit quicker than what you need to, but yeah, just take your time, have a break, go and have a drink of juice or a cup of tea or whatever whatever quenches your thirst, whatever refreshes you. In between crafting bits, in between the cutting and the folding, or the folding and the sticking. Anyway, where were we? Oh, we're sticking together the right arm. And again, same as with the head. Sort of, I stick one side of the tape to the paper toy and sort of like line things up and then fold it and bend it around to the other side. And try and use as little tape as possible, I guess. That'll give you, make your paper toy look, I don't know, a little bit more realistic, a little bit less like it's stuck together with tape. But there we go. There's the arms all stuck together, the head's all stuck together, and we're ready to go and print off a body. Thank you very much.